Everybody, in this video, I'm going to tell you how we got Miss Murray $17,000 for her property that she inherited. It was a lot, and we're able to get it to her in 2 weeks. I'm also going to tell you how to know how much repairs your property needs. So, evaluating your property, like I said in the other video, right? This is something you can figure out, especially with Zillow.com, but you got to take into consideration the repairs needed. So we're going to talk about all that. Let's get started. You need to sell your home. You want a cash offer, you want to sell your home, it needs repairs, you just inherited it, you're going through probate, maybe it has title issues, maybe you're fighting with your siblings, whatever the case, we can help you. If you're driving around in your neighborhood and you see some properties that have high grass and weeds, the roof is falling apart, maybe you know the house has been vacant for years, maybe you have friends, family members, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews that need to sell their house, send them over to us and we'll pay you a referral for up to $3,000. We try to get as close to $3,000 as possible, but it really depends on the deal. So reach out to us. Looking forward to it. All right, so let's get back into the story. So Miss Murray, she was a sharp old lady, right? One of those ladies that they're old, but they're still kicking, they're still sharp, and they're still shrewd. So if my memory serves me correctly, Miss Murray she had to be over 70 years old. The initial call, when I called her, she was on her way to a funeral. Okay, so an amateur salesperson, before when I was just getting started in sales, I had to close the deal right there, right then. But she said, hey, Mr. Vince, I do want to sell my property. I'm actually on the way to a funeral. Can you call me back next week? So what did I say? I said, absolutely, Miss Murray. I can call you back next week. So this is something that comes with experience, especially in real estate. I never try to rush the sellers. Number one, I don't want them to think they're giving away their property. And number two, with real estate, sometimes it's good and wise to do things correctly. So I called her the next week. Usually what I do is I'll send a text before the week is up just to let them know I'm still around. I called her the next week. We got the agreement under contract. She was going on vacation in 2 weeks, and she wanted to close in 2 weeks, and I told her I'm going to try my best, but the agreement said 30 days, okay? So we sent the property to the title company. Luckily, they were a really good title company. It's the first time we ever used them. I might drop them in the bio. They're a really good title company. They were on top of it. They cleared title. And when me and Miss Murray agreed on the contract, it said, we're going to pay for all closing costs, but she's going to have to pay for any liens or taxes owed against the property. So like I said, she's a very sharp lady. She's on top of her business. But for some reason, when the taxes were calculated, I think it was about $250 off, some number like that. So on the closing statement, it said she was going to get $16,850. Okay, so we had a contract. That's what we agreed on. But she called me. Like I said, this was a sharp lady. She called me, and in her sweetest voice, she said, hey, Mr. Vince, I know what we agreed on. You know, I was supposed to pay the taxes. I thought I did. Is it possible we can update the agreement so I can walk away with $17,000 net to her? So I thought about it. I didn't have to do it, and I'm a shrewd negotiator. I believe in, sticking to what the agreement says. That's why we have it. But you know what? It was $250. She was a sweet old lady, so I said, you know what? It's all right. So we finalized the deal, and she walked away with exactly $17,000 in 2 weeks for a lot that she inherited. Now, she had such a great experience. She referred over her sister to us that also has a lot in that neighborhood, but her sister is not ready to sell. Okay? Here's how you determine the repairs needed on your home. So finding the value of your home, you do need to understand market knowledge, but with artificial intelligence and Google, you can get a rough estimate of what your house is worth, or you can kind of guess what the houses in your area are selling for, but you need to account the repairs needed. So this is what I do. So we calculate repairs per square feet. Okay? So let's break it down together. We're going to pull up our calculator. Okay, so we're going to take a 1,500 square foot property, and let's say it's $35 per square feet in repairs. So we're going to do 1,500 times 35. So that means the house needs $52,500 in repairs. Okay, so let me tell you which numbers I use. So if the house is a full gut job, it needs everything, needs to be replaced, generally speaking, I do $50 per square feet. So in this scenario, if this house is a full gut job, this is when the seller is saying, I don't know the condition of my house, it needs a new roof, the kitchen needs to be updated, I haven't been there, it's vacant. $50 a square foot, a $1,500 house, that's $75,000 in repairs. Okay? Now, if it's a light rehab, right, the house is in good condition, it's being taken care of, I do $35 a square feet. So, like the calculation before, 1,500 times 35 is $52,500. Okay, it's I usually do between those two, and if it's medium, between a gut job and just light repairs, I'll go around. I'll do $40 a square feet. So in this scenario, $1,500 times 40. So that's $60,000 for a medium rehab. So light rehab, $35 a square foot. Medium rehab, $40 a square feet. And heavy rehab, $50 a square foot. So when I'm speaking to a seller over the phone, these are the numbers I go with. But the true way to know what the repairs are actually needed is to physically go out there with a contractor. So you want to get at least 3 different contractors to go out there and give you a bid on your property. I recommend getting somebody who's used to working with investment properties because they understand the industry, as opposed to a boutique contractor who's fixing up houses for people that are going to live in there themselves. Because when you're going to live in the house yourself, you know, let's say pink is your favorite color, you might want a pink bathroom, or you want specific stones. It needs to be, specific to your taste. But when you're rehabbing a home to sell it, you want to have general things that people like, right? The general modern kitchen, with the white appliances, white cabinets and granite countertops. You might want to have wood floors. Maybe you personally like carpet, but the recommendation would be wood floors. You want to make it look like a commercial home that most people are going to enjoy. And you don't necessarily have to do heavy renovations and rehabs because you're not going to live into it. You want to make it look nice, but for example, you don't have to have marble floors, right? Maybe you personally would like that and you can afford that, but it's not going to significantly help your property, because the value of the property is determined with what properties in the area are selling for. So just because, this is a little off topic, but just because you make your property, let's say a full gold interior, right? I'm exaggerating, right? Very high upgrades, but you're in a neighborhood that the houses sell for $150,000, even though you put $500,000 into your property, you're not going to find a buyer for that, because a buyer that's buying $500,000 properties is not going to be shopping in that neighborhood. Okay, so that's why you want to make your updates comparable to the houses in your neighborhood. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Please share these videos to any family members that are looking to sell their home and they want to know how to calculate their repairs. Share my other videos if they want to know the value of their property. Remember, we're giving referrals to anybody you send our way that needs to sell their home and wants a cash offer. Until next time, thank you for tuning in.